Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So today is a rest day for me and I wanted to take you guys through my actual stretching routine. So we're gonna do a follow along video and put some timestamps in so you guys can do this routine with me. It's gonna start out as shoulders and chest and we're slowly gonna work down to our hips and our lower back. So it's gonna be a full body stretch routine that can be done by all levels. So I'm not super flexible, I'm not the best stretcher. I try to make it part of my rest days and my daily routine because it helps me feel better mentally and also physically when I'm in the gym. So we had a couple of requests for the follow along video. So we will try to put the timestamps below so you guys can check out the other stretches if maybe you want to skip one, but let's get started. So the app that I'm using is the Go WOD Mobility First app. So we are gonna go through a series of stretches. I've got 8 stretches today. The first one we're gonna start with is called side to side. So it's gonna be 1 minute and I'm gonna start the timer. So once we start the timer, essentially what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna go into this almost like a child's pose position and we're gonna think about stretching one arm out long, trying to touch the front shoulder and the bicep to the ground. And I'm gonna look the opposite way. Then I'm gonna pause there and then I'm gonna switch sides. Whew. One side for me is a lot tighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. We're gonna do this slow and controlled for 1 minute, trying to get our chests and our biceps to open up. Here we go. 2, 1, start. 60 seconds. As I do this, I just try to breathe into the stretch, holding for just a second, slow and controlled. My left arm's a little tighter than my right. So if you guys notice one side is tighter than the other, that's okay. As I push my shoulder to the ground, I'm trying to sit my hips gently back and breathe. I can already start to feel it letting go, which feels awesome. We have about 25 more seconds. Keep switching sides.
Ten seconds.
10 seconds. All right, there was our first stretch. So our next stretch is gonna be the armless prayer. So for the armless prayer, a lot of us are used to extending our arms long, but what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna tuck our hands behind our head. And in this position, we wanna think about trying to put our butt towards our heels and drive our elbow through the ground. It should feel like an amazing stretch through our tricep, through our lats, through our shoulder, and also through our low back. So I'm gonna start the clock. This one is actually held for an entire 2 minutes. Here we go. So the goal, I'm gonna sit my hips back, long torso. I'm gonna try to place my palms right behind my back. And then for the next 2 minutes, I'm just gonna breathe. You guys should keep holding, but I wanna give you a couple tips and I don't wanna talk into the ground. So you have 80 seconds left. When we're doing this, think about continuing to drive your elbow into the floor and trying to reach your hands down your back so your palms are flat on your back and we're continuing to open up the shoulder. Then try to make your exhales and inhales the same length. So I like to count to 3 to 5 on my inhale and then try to count to 3 to 5 on my exhale. So I'm gonna finish out this last 60 seconds with you guys.
10 seconds.
Scared me. All right, next, we are gonna have a downward facing dog. So we're gonna have this stretch for a minute. We're gonna push our hips back, drive our tailbone to the ceiling, and just pedal our feet into the floor. Try to actively keep driving your chest towards your thighs and your tailbone to the ceiling. We should feel this stretch all down the back of our leg, and it should feel really good. Keep utilizing your breath.
10 seconds.
Go ahead and come out of your downward facing dog. All right. Our next stretch is going to be for our hips and a little bit of our lower back. So it's going to be the bottom of a squat. We're going to hold this for 2 minutes. So you can either grab your toes and try to lift your chest as we relax your lower back, or I like to hold on to something. So we're going to start our 2 minutes now. I'm just going to hold on to something and try to work myself into a nice squat position, still letting my low back round under a little bit so I get a nice good stretch from there. I'm just going to kind of drive my knees out over my ankles and just hang out in the bottom of this squat position, just working on getting comfortable with my hips below my knees without any loading. So a lot of times we're trying to get into this position in the gym or whatever we're doing with a little bit of loading. This is a really great way to work the range of motion without the loading. Just let your feet fall into their natural position and just try to relax and breathe. We've got about 1 minute left. So we're holding this one again for 2 minutes. If you're doing this whole routine with me at home, I hope you're enjoying it. Make sure if you like the video, definitely smash that like button and subscribe. Also, bookmark these stretches. You don't have to do this entire routine, but you could pick and choose stretches that you can do on the daily basis, whether you're in the gym before you work out, when you finish working out. They're really great on their own as well as in this routine. 45 seconds. Focus on letting your body let go, everything unwind. Ideally, you're not holding on to something, but today I'm so tight that I just feel like I need to in order to actually let my body let go and not fight the position. So that's okay too.
10 seconds.
There's our 10-second mark. All right, our next stretch is gonna be a Samson stretch each side. We're gonna go 1 minute per side. So starting our minute now, just gonna drive one knee forward so I get a nice good hip flexor stretch. I'm gonna reach my arms up and over. So I'm reaching away from the knee that's on the ground. We're just gonna hang out here for a minute. Breathing into this stretch. Try to think shoulders stay over your hips, which stay over your knee. So we're opening up this entire quadrant. I like to kind of pulse back and forth.
Ten seconds. Change sides.
Change sides. Same thing, opposite side. Again, just sinking nicely One side might be tighter than the other. Then we're gonna reach up and over, just holding 1 minute per side. If you don't like your arms in the air, we can also do this, just lifting one arm, continuing to stretch, whatever feels most comfortable for you. So I'm watching my mom's dog and she's trying to get through the door right now. You can hear her in the background. I'm a good dog sitter.
Ten seconds.
All right. The frog. I love this stretch. We're gonna hold this one for 2 minutes. So knees are gonna come out, similar to a child's pose, right outside of your yoga mat. Then from here, we're just gonna sit our hips back and elbows to the floor. I'm just gonna relax here. So keeping our elbows ideally at about 90 degrees. My knees are as wide as I'm comfortable with. And I'm just pushing my hips back. The goal is gonna be to have our hips or our pelvis as close to the ground as possible and our knees necessarily as far apart as possible. You guys might be able to see her little paws. I'll show you what she looks like at the end of this video. Oh, here comes Milo. He wants to stretch too. If you guys have a dog, comment below. Let me know what kind of dog you have. I'd love to know. I love dogs. I'm a big dog person. Less than a minute to go. By now, at this point, you should start to feel like your hips are really starting to let go. So the stretch we're feeling should be through our inner hip, and it should start to almost feel like it's melting away. Getting there, 25 seconds. This is one of my favorite stretches. I like that we hold it for a longer period of time because I really start to feel the benefit towards the end of the 2 minutes and like my body actually was able to relax and let go. So hopefully guys, if you're doing this with me, you're feeling the same thing.
10 seconds.
All right, so for the next stretch, what I'm gonna do is open up our chest and a little bit of our lower back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lie down. One leg's gonna go straight. I'm gonna hit start. The other knee is gonna come across our body. And then we're gonna take our arm long. And we just wanna breathe into this lower back with this nice rotation, feeling a good stretch through the outside of our glute, and also just bringing this hand up above so we get some really good rotation in our upper back as well. We're just gonna hold 1 minute per side. Sometimes I like to close my eyes, just relax. I'm surprised the dogs aren't looking me in the face since I'm laying on the ground.
10 seconds.
That was a quick minute.
Change sides.
All right, same thing, opposite side. Pulling that knee up and in. Then across our body, and then we're gonna take our opposite shoulder long. I like to go palm up. Our bottom leg should be straight, ideally in line with our torso. And our back hand, ideally not off the ground, but touching the ground. Hopefully throughout this minute you feel like your front knee, this knee right here, is getting closer to the ground as your glutes and your low back start to let go and relax.
Ten seconds.
All right, so gently coming out of that stretch. The last one we have is 1 minute of just relaxing. So we're gonna take one hand, put it on our chest, one hand, put it on our belly. We're gonna try to breathe equally. So we don't only want our chest hand rising or only our belly hand. We're gonna be driving the air all the way down. So it already started, we've got 45 seconds left, and then we're done with this routine. This is just a really great time to center yourself and just continue to let your body relax.
Ten seconds.
All right, and with that, I just clicked the green check mark, and that was the entire routine in itself. So hopefully you guys could follow along. We gave you the time domains that we were holding each stretch. We also held them, so you could do it with me. Bookmark each of these, check out the link below. Here's my favorite dog. This is the little monster you guys might have saw behind the door that was trying to get through while I was stretching. Meet Mo. I'm dog sitting. But all in all, if you guys like this video, if you want to see more follow along stretch videos, if that's more beneficial for you guys, definitely comment below, let us know. Tried something new today and figured that you guys might like stretching with me. If you liked the app, I used GoWOD Mobility first. I like it because it gives me that 10-second countdown. It tells me when the stretch is up, and I can just kind of flow through my routine guided. So have a great day, guys. Hopefully you weren't too distracted by the dogs and you guys found some valuable information in this routine, and I look forward to doing another stretch video with you and seeing you again. Have a great day, guys. Hi. What is she doing?